It is imperative that we seek justice not only in the criminal system, but also in our civil system. That's when we hold people financially responsible.
Trial attorney Titus Nichols, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor. Welcome to you all. The city's claiming, no fault because it's a civil lawsuit and it's always in the fine print. What do you take away from it?
Well, my takeaway is the fact that the city of Louisville recognized that they had no defense to the civil case. And so by agreeing to these terms, they essentially were acknowledging the reality. They recognized that there were massive protests going on. They recognized there was considerable political pressure in regards to the criminal case. And then you have the prosecutor himself sending a draft plea deal that would have required Mr. Walker to admit that Breonna was somehow involved in criminal activity. And of course, he's retracted that, but you see all these missteps that was just bringing more and more negative publicity to the case. So this is a first step, but the next real step is going to be when criminal charges are brought against the murderers.
Her boyfriend likely is sitting in jail facing charges himself. Isn't that an outrage?
It's definitely an outrage. The fact that if it wasn't for the publicity, Breonna Taylor's case would have just been written off as a successful raid by law enforcement. And the officers would never been held accountable, and the one police officer that's been fired would have never lost a job. The powers that be would have accepted their incorrect narrative, and everything would have continued on as normal. And so this is why it's so important to bring as much transparency as possible when it comes to law enforcement, particularly fatal encounters between law enforcement and the community, so that the truth can always come out regardless of whether it's going to be on the 6 o'clock news.